I have always used just a tape measure to figure out my tire rollout for Stagger up to this point, and it worked fine. Well, I went ahead and I bought a Stagger stick, and I figured I might as well go ahead and do a product review. We'll open it together, see how it works and everything. Important point, not sponsored. Just purchased this out of my pocket and everything, so it is what it is. So anyway, let's get into it. So I got this from Speedway. This was the least expensive one that I could find, you know, online. That's like an aluminum Stagger stick. This is what you measure your tires total rollout with. And I hadn't opened it or anything up to this point. But it's all aluminum, doesn't weigh much of anything. And it looks like there's some assembly involved. Let's see here. It looks like the tape measure's not on it. So, how to calibrate. Okay, so I've got 2 tape measure stickers. I'm assuming maybe one for the inside, one for the outside, something like that. But it says here that I need to measure the circumference of a metal can, wheel, or similar object. Make a note of the circumference. Position the Stagger stick around the metal object or whatever you're measuring, and mark a line on the inner aluminum tube at the edge where the inner and outer tubes meet. Oh, okay, so put it around it, make a mark, and then disassemble it. Find that number on the tape and put the tape on the stick. That's it. It's literally three lines of instructions here. Okay, so I am supposed to take and measure a tire, round object, can, whatever, anything I guess in that area. Measure and see what the number is, and then turn around, put this on it, make a mark, and then calibrate the tape measure to stick in the same place. Doesn't seem that complicated. All right, I'm gonna take my measurement on my tire first. 82¼ inches is what I'm on right now. It's 82¼ I'm gonna write that down where I don't forget it. All right. So, the way this works, I take my Stagger and I put right across the center. So I make sure I'm right across the center. I got me a good sharp marky here with a sharp tip on it. I'm going to make me a mark on both sides of it here. And I know that that's 82¼ I'm going to take my tape measure that we're going to calibrate it with. I'm going to lay up here and I'm going to mark 82¼ on here. All right, so put a little dot. You see how that is? It's in 1/4 inch increments up the tape, okay? So we've got to take and make sure that that mark lines up with that edge right there. That's how we're going to calibrate it. And we got to make sure we put the tape measure in the right way. So when you open this up, it gets larger, so it's reading this way, and it should get bigger numbers, so it turns that direction. So as this goes in, it's getting smaller, and I got my smaller numbers on that end. All right, that looks good. So I got my tape measure going in the right direction. I'm gonna push that on out. Matter of fact, I'll just take it apart like it right there. And I'm gonna peel this back off. Try to anyway. All right, so I got it going the right direction. I got my little mark. I'm gonna line all this up, try to get it straight. And put you right there, okay? And I'm gonna push that down. Get all the air bubbles out. Maybe it'll stay forever. I sent 2 of these tapes with this, and all right, so that's on. So now let me put you back together. All right, now let's see how good I did. Oh yeah, so I'm right on the line, right at 82¼ And I guess that's pretty simple because you just have to, all you have to do is just sweep across it to the largest spot you know you're in the center. So that looks good. Now here's my question. How accurate is this? you know, across different sizes. Because I know like at 82 1/4 right now, it's exactly accurate where we put the line. But if I had a larger tire, does it stay that accurate between the two? That was my question. I always felt like the tape measure was the most accurate way to do it. But with us running 2 cars and trying to get Rachel going, learning how to drive, and then me also running my car, you know, I think that can help to save some time, not have to take the tires off to measure them. I can just walk up to the car and use this, and maybe that'll help us to be able to keep 2 cars going. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm at 10 pounds. I'm going to run up to 20 pounds because these bias tires will gain quite a bit when I do that, and I'm still within the running range. It won't, some of your bias dirt tires and racing tires will gain like 1 inch for every 10 pounds of air. But you've got to be within your running range. Like you could go from like say 8 to 18 pounds on a tire like this. And like some up to 1 inch, some it's only about a 1/2 inch. It just depends on the particular type of tire, how many belts are in it and all that. And this only applies to like a bias tire. It doesn't apply to radials. They don't do that. I guess because they have the steel belts in them. I suppose that's what it is. All right, so that was a little past it, 21. Come back to 20. And then we'll know exactly what this tire grows for 10 pounds. All right. So there's that. I'm gonna take my tape measure, go right back around it, do the same thing again. 82 7/8 is what we're at now. 82 7/8. So it grew 5/8 of an inch for 10 pounds. Of course, it is cool. You know, it's like 60 degrees out here. It may grow more, you know, if it was warm in the middle of the summer. But 82 7/8. Now let's see what this measures. All right. I'm just a hair past the line. May not be deadly accurate, but see, I was right there, and now I'm not right in between those two right there. I'm more on that line. All right, so what's my unbiased conclusion here? Well, there is a difference between them in accuracy. So up to this point with me racing, I've always had my tires and wheels off the car and like set them to air pressures and rolled them around on the floor with my tape measure, and I always wrote my numbers down to the 1/8 inch, you know, like 82 1/8 or 82 5/8 or whatever. And I always went to that 1/8 inch of accuracy. I don't know if that 1/8 inch, that last little bit, is critical and necessary, but I was easily able to read to that level with a tape as I was doing it, so I kept up with it. With a Stagger stick, you know, because that, you know, you've got this scale, it's not inch for inch because it's going across the tire, not around it. And so down to the 1/4 inch, that difference has become so small that it becomes difficult to read less than that. So you are giving up some accuracy. I do see that. It looks like that as I switch over to use this Stagger stick, I'm going to be recording numbers probably in the 1/4 inches a lot more often. Because when I'm down in there in between them, you know, as I'm on this line, I'm on that line, it's just going to be so close. And so, yeah, you do give something up between the two. You know, with us running 2 cars and everything, maybe it makes sense for me to be able to, like, we get Rachel loaded up and we're heading to the track, and I know that I can just take the Stagger stick. I don't have to have all the tires and wheels off the car and rolling them around the shop and stuff. So I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it, but I'm not going to sit here and say that it's the same. It's not. I'll put a link to this product on the description and on our website, dirtracelife.com. The next video coming up, so I got some product reviews because we got some new products we've had to add on. I bought a load stick from Mr. J. Neal with BSB Manufacturing. Don't know a whole lot about it, but he kind of walked me through what the most powerful and beneficial uses are. And we're going to start gathering some information with it. So like before we take the Camaro out, I've already got the Camaro sitting right on ride height and scale numbers and everything for Rachel for this car to work. But we're going to put the load stick on the right front and just see when we pull this car down 3 inches, what the load number is, because the key on the load stick, so I understand it, is to record your data on a car, and that way you can make smart changes to the car and know what it's really doing from a spring and a load standpoint and everything. That's coming up, so make sure you subscribe and you got your notifications on where that you'll see that when it happens. All right, I'll see y'all next time.